Good afternoon, everyone. It is my pleasure to be here and speak on behalf of DJI at this year's INTERGEO. In the past years, we have attended this in person, and we regret not being able to meet face-to-face. No one business or industry is immune to the effects of COVID, and we're all adjusting to the challenges of the post-COVID reality. The IMF has forecasted a 3% reduction in GDP worldwide this year, and the construction and surveying companies are no exceptions, with project disruptions, worker layoffs, and reduced cash flows. The fact that we are still gathered here at INTERGEO Digital is a testament to how adaptable and resilient businesses can be. Today, we have some exciting new product announcements and a great lineup of examples of how drone technology can be used in the surveying and mapping industries. This session is about 30 minutes long. Please send in your questions through the chat, and I'll answer them at the end of the presentation. The benefits of drones are most visible during the challenging times. When a child is lost in the woods or an isolated family needs a no-contact delivery, drones are the right solution at that moment. When a wildfire or a hurricane destroys communities, drones help survey the damage, search for survivors, and map a path to recovery. We saw this during the California Camp Fire in 2018. It was the deadliest and most destructive wildfire in California history, and the most expensive natural disaster in the world that year in terms of insured losses. 85 lives and 19,000 structures were lost. We partnered with local fire and emergency response teams, and a total of 16 teams came together quickly to establish a standardized workflow to provide a variety of situational awareness datasets, from georeference videos to interactive 360-degree images to mapping 17,000 acres of the city of Paradise. For the mapping alone, we conducted over 500 flights, collecting over 70,000 images, rushing the data daily to our partner in Drone Deploy in San Francisco. Within less than 72 hours, we had the largest multi-rotor orthomosaic map ever done, and it got fully integrated into the Butte County's GIS system and website, providing displaced residents a first look at their communities and homes. This data also helped speed up insurance claims and the rebuild process in Paradise. The rich geospatial data not only helped in response to the natural disasters, but we also saw drones delivering potentially life-saving data that otherwise would not have been available during the early stages of COVID. One such example stems from the overwhelmed healthcare systems across the world. As hospitals quickly exceeded capacity, the need for quick and efficient expansion of more hospital space has been necessary in countries around the world. For instance, in Argentina, public and private organizations had to come together on a short notice to build 12 modular hospitals in the hardest hit areas. These hospitals would add a total of 1,200 beds, including ICUs, isolation rooms, and other necessary equipment to treat critical patients. The urgent nature of the construction required the teams to act fast. Equipped with drones, the teams were able to survey the 12 locations and over 10,000 meters square in just 3 days. After the on-site data collection, they processed the images for the final result. Using photogrammetry software, they were able to process over 6,000 images and create 2D and 3D maps with detailed information about the construction sites. The digital maps became a valuable resource for efficient planning and quick execution. Just a few hours after the drones surveyed the sites, the data collected was available in collaborative cloud environments in which all organizations taking part in this project had access to. With shelter-in-place orders issued across the world, businesses started to look for ways to continue operations in a remote and contactless manner. Now more than ever, construction and surveying companies are looking to drones to improve worksite efficiency and safety. The encouraging drone stories illustrate how powerful data can be, especially the highly accurate, accessible, and detailed data that drones can provide. DJI's purpose in the geospatial data world is to provide tools to help professionals in the surveying and mapping industries to collect critical insights, democratize surveying, and make drones as standard pieces of equipment in the surveyor's toolbox. As we have seen, the geospatial data is important to businesses, and DJI is committed to optimizing the products and services to support digitization. As companies and organizations embrace digitization, drones play a critical role in creating regular, accurate, and detailed models of real operations. In the drone industry, the surveying and mapping missions that create digital representations of the world underpin the entire industry. In line with the goals to provide tools for businesses and people to future-proof themselves, earlier this year, we released our flagship model, the Matrice 300 RTK, which boasts a 55-minute flight time, protected by an IP45 ingress level, and commanded by a variety of intelligent features. This was quickly adopted by professionals across industries. Now, to expand on the M300 RTK's capabilities, we are launching a photogrammetry solution for smarter, faster, and more accurate reconstruction of reality. Meet the Zenmuse P1. The P1 is a full photogrammetry solution on a 3-axis stabilized gimbal that takes efficiency and accuracy to a whole new level. It is compatible with the Matrice 300 RTK and forms an end-to-end solution when used with DJI Terra. Now, let's take a closer look at this. The Zenmuse P1 is your new go-to aerial photogrammetry solution. The Zenmuse P1 integrates a full-frame sensor with interchangeable fixed focus lens on a 3-axis stabilized gimbal. Designed for photogrammetry flight missions, it takes efficiency and accuracy to a whole new level. Here are some of the most exciting new features of the P1. You can achieve highly accurate results with the 3 cm horizontal and 5 cm vertical accuracy without laying your own ground control points. The full-frame CMOS allows you to cover up to 3 square kilometers in a single flight. The 45 megapixel full-frame sensor is integrated on a DJI standard 3-axis stabilized gimbal. Smart oblique capture is a new feature that saves you time and storage and space while producing superb reconstructions. You have the option to outfit the P1 with one of 3 fixed focus lenses, so you can acquire the best results for your specific mission requirements. The global mechanical shutter has a shutter speed of 1/2000 seconds. TimeSync 2.0 is our upgraded TimeSync system that synchronizes modules in the payload at the microsecond level. The full-frame sensor is revolutionary on many fronts, drastically improving the efficiency of flight missions so you can cover up to 3 square kilometers in a single flight. Boasting a 45 megapixel full-frame sensor with a 4.4 micrometer pixel size, the P1 also supports low noise, high sensitivity imaging, extends daily operational time so you can capture all the data you need in a longer workday. Take a photo as frequently as every 0.7 seconds during the flight, while the TimeSync 2.0 system aligns the camera, flight controller, RTK module, and gimbal at the microsecond level to ensure that the most precise synchronization across modules. Having the 3 lens options really gives you a lot of flexibility to capture high-resolution data at different flight heights and distances. The global mechanical shutter with a shutter speed of 1/2000 seconds prevents jello effect, while the median exposure pulse in microseconds is sent from the camera to other modules. The 3 lenses are 24, 35, and 50 mm lenses with DJI DL mounts. The 35 mm lens is the standard lens that can be used for most mission types. The smaller FOV of the 50 mm lens makes it fit for close proximity photogrammetry, for example, of a vertical slope, allowing you to capture high-resolution photos while keeping a safe distance from the structure. For a 2D orthomosaic, you can fly the drone higher while still getting high-resolution images without risking running into buildings. When there is a limit on the flight height, you can use the 24 mm lens to cover a larger area with a large FOV. The smart oblique capture elevates the efficiency of your oblique photography mission, where the gimbal automatically rotates to take photos at different angles. In this mode, only photos essential to the reconstruction will be taken at the edge of the flight area, increasing the efficiency of post-processing by 20% to 50%. This way, you can cover up to 7.5 square kilometers in a single workday with the P1. The real-time mapping allows you to generate 2D orthomosaics in real time using DJI Terra, so you can access intel quickly on site. This is especially valuable for a time-sensitive mission where timely results can eliminate a lot of guesswork and uncertainties. FIELDWORK report can help verify data quality immediately post-flight by checking the position data and number of images acquired, as well as the RTK status and position accuracy. This allows you to make quick decisions on-site or pre-fly a route to check that the flight plan can deliver the results that you want. Next, let's take a look at how the P1 can be used. In topographic mapping scenario, you can capture data that meets the 1:500 scale topographic mapping accuracy requirements without GCPs. In a cadastral surveying scenario, you can quickly generate 3D reality models that can be used for centimeter-level accurate cadastral surveys. In an AEC and surveying scenario, you can capture highly accurate 2D and 3D information to help design, monitor, inspect, accept, and maintain structures such as buildings, roads, bridges, power lines, and oil and gas pipelines. In a natural resource management scenario, you can conduct detailed surveys of natural resources such as forest and water bodies to measure area and distribution, identify the resource type, or determine ownership. For geological investigations, you can gather millimeter-level accurate aerial data of geological hazard sites so personnel can easily evaluate the situation without being exposed to any danger. For disaster site modeling, you can gain real-time overviews of vast areas during or after a disaster so emergency response teams can stay informed of any developments to make critical decisions. Our partner, Vermessung 3D in Germany, conducted tests using the P1 for the coastal research stations, which is a part of the Lower Saxony State Agency for Water Management, Coastal Protection and Nature Conservation in Germany. For environmental monitoring, the P1 demonstrated that it could capture high-resolution photos from a very high up, so as to not disturb the wildlife. The high-sensitivity sensor was capable of capturing images despite poor lighting conditions at dawn. In mapping a floodgate, the benefits of the P1's high dynamic range was helpful when there was a lot of contrast between the bright sunlight and dark shadows. Here are some of the examples of the resulting DJI Terra models. As you can see, the P1 is capable of producing highly accurate models, and I'm confident it will be a great addition to any surveyor's toolbox. In addition to breaking ground in the aerial photogrammetry world, we're also committed to making LiDAR technology accessible to surveyors. In the aerial surveying sphere, LiDAR technology plays an important piece of the puzzle to creating accurate reality models. In low-light situations or in areas of heavy foliage, LiDAR is able to provide quick, precise point cloud models of complex structures. With regular inspections, teams are able to check for quality, compare with blueprints, and spot errors before they become a problem, hence reducing the need for rework. That's why we're not just launching the P1, but we're excited to announce the new Zenmuse L1 so that you can have true color point cloud models of the real world. The Zenmuse L1 integrates a Livox LiDAR module, a high accuracy IMU, and a camera with a 1-inch CMOS on a 3-axis stabilized gimbal. When used with the Matrice 300 RTK and DJI Terra, the L1 forms a complete solution that gives you real-time 3D data throughout the day, efficiently capturing the details of complex structures and delivering highly accurate reconstructed models. The L1 packs a lot of features in a compact IP44 certified body. It integrates a LiDAR module, an RGB camera, and a high-accuracy IMU. Together, this turnkey solution delivers results with both high horizontal and vertical accuracy. The Livox LiDAR module we've selected supports 3 returns to penetrate through foliage and complicated terrain to produce even more accurate ground models. At the same time, thanks to the powerful M300 platform, you can fly and capture data across over 2 square kilometers in just a single flight, allowing for greater efficiency in mapping your targets. With a point rate of 240,000 points per second and a detection range of 450 meters, the ease of capturing quality LiDAR data is unprecedented. While flying, refer to the Point Cloud Live view to gain real-time insights into the area that you are trying to map so you can act quickly. Let's take a closer look at the Livox LiDAR module. It has a framed LiDAR with up to 100% effective point cloud results. With a detection range of 450 meters, the LiDAR has a point rate of 240,000 points per second and supports 3 returns. The module supports both line scan mode and non-repetitive petal scan mode, which is a unique technology developed by Livox. This will provide full coverage of the area of interest in very short amounts of time and allows the sensor to capture data in any direction as opposed to along a defined plane. The L1 has a 20 megapixel RGB camera with a 1-inch CMOS and a mechanical shutter, and is really what allows it to provide true color point cloud results in real time. In addition to the extremely high accuracy of the IMU, the added vision sensor is very important for improved position accuracy in times of degraded GNSS signals. With all three of these modules combined, the L1 is unparalleled in its ability to deliver georeferenced true color point clouds. Next, let's take a closer look at some of the features of the L1. Real-time point clouds provide immediate insights on-site, so operators are informed to make critical decisions quickly. If you're doing a complex large-scale project, you can use this feature to verify fieldwork quality by checking point cloud data immediately after each flight. You can acquire and communicate key dimensions on the point cloud model using measurements and annotations. Using DJI Terra, the L1 fuses the IMU and GNSS data for point cloud and visible light calculations, so you can effortlessly generate reconstructed models and accuracy reports. The L1 is an affordable and scalable solution for the skies. Here are a list of application scenarios that we think the L1 will serve the wider surveying and mapping industry. You can quickly generate topographic maps using accurate DEMs thanks to the multiple returns of the LiDAR that penetrates vegetation canopies. This will be very helpful in mapping densely foliaged locations where a visual camera might fail. Using the highly accurate point clouds in 3D models, you can design, build, monitor, accept, maintain, and inspect construction projects. The full construction project lifecycle could really benefit from the L1. When an emergency hits, response teams can gather critical insights on situations in real time using true color point clouds. You can gain situational awareness or capture forensic intel in real time for informed decision-making on-site. You can model sparse or complex structures like power lines or oil pipelines in detail so teams can more effectively manage these assets without large personnel or time commitment. These structures can be difficult to capture using visual sensors as well, so a LiDAR would come in handy. Similar to previous applications, the Zenmuse L1 penetrates vegetation canopies to create point clouds that provide insight into vegetation, including canopy width, vegetation density, area, stock volume, and growth trends. We've already seen LiDAR be put to good use in the field. Our partner INTERGEO used the L1 to map the complex environment surrounding a section of the pipelines of Rosneft Oil Company, a leading oil and gas corporation in Russia. In testing the L1, an 8.5 hectare area around the river crossed by Rosneft's pipeline was selected. The testing team found the M300 RTK platform easy to work with, and the ease of attaching the payload instead of connecting different cables enabled them to take off at an unprecedented speed. The mobility and efficiency of the flight execution, as well as the seamless connection to DJI Terra, makes this solution an ideal addition to any surveying workflow. The area of interest contained freestanding trees, buildings, roads, meadows, a river, and oil infrastructure construction, which made environment very complex to map, but the L1 delivered accurate results quickly. The initial processing produced a georeference point cloud model containing 80 million points, and the final model had an average density of over 1,000 points per square meter. All of this goes to show that the Zenmuse L1 is a powerful LiDAR sensor that could simplify the recreation of realities for users in many industries, where teams traditionally had no choice but to rely on more expensive equipment or risk potentially putting operators in danger. Now that we've seen what the Zenmuse P1 and L1 are all about, I'd also like to showcase the current lineup of surveying solutions that DJI has to offer. First up is our entry-level solution, the Phantom 4 RTK and DJI Terra. Featuring a 1-inch 20-megapixel CMOS sensor, the P4 RTK fits in a backpack and can take off in minutes, a gateway solution to our more advanced offerings. Next, your new go-to aerial photogrammetry solution, the Matrice 300 RTK, the Zenmuse P1, and DJI Terra. A highly accurate solution that achieves 5 cm vertical accuracy without GCPs. Thanks to the long flight time of the M300 RTK, you can cover larger areas in a single workday while meeting the highest accuracy requirements. Now, the Zenmuse L1 makes up a versatile LiDAR solution with the M300 RTK. Ideal for applications that take place in less than ideal operating conditions, with tight time constraints and have high accuracy requirements requiring DEMs. In addition, we also have a compact integrated multispectral imaging solution, the P4 Multispectral. The solution is great for quick vegetation index analysis on farms to help manage crop health or for forest and natural resource management. Finally, the Mitri 600 Pro is our heavy lifter drone that supports a variety of specialized third-party payloads. Some examples include LiDAR modules, multispectral or hyperspectral sensors. Today, we are excited to also release a guidebook for the use of drones in the construction industry. This downloadable PDF, which was created in collaboration with our partners at Propeller Aero, is a definitive resource for members of the construction industry who are interested in upping their game with drone solutions and learning about how drones can be used for BIM, capturing digital twins, 3D modeling, inspection, remote monitoring of assets, and more. Follow this link to get the guidebook. While we're working hard to prepare for shipment in early 2021, we're also excited to be making these products widely accessible to surveyors at a price point that's significantly more affordable than the current products in the market. With the product still under testing, please stay tuned for complete case studies and more content to come over the next few months. I encourage you to join our second session later today at 5 p.m. entitled Leveraging Drone Solutions Across Industries, which will go through more in-depth of the solution's capabilities and highlight additional applications from a variety of industries, including geothermal upstream, roadwork, and infrastructure management. Don't forget to attend our flight demos in inter-aerial solutions and see the P1 and L1 in action. Thank you for listening, and I'll answer some of the questions that came through.